Welcome, 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 welcome. This is a welcome from wholeness, from the deepest part of your essence that says, welcome home into this moment, welcome home into receiving this transmission, welcome home into the remembrance of what it feels like to feel home in your own body, in your own skin. And as the title of this transmission is today, from shame, safe to shine, from shame to sacred visibility. So let's begin. And today, let's begin by truly claiming our sacred temple in our own bodies, in our own minds, in our own thought processes, in our own energetic field. This is a sacred temple. I reclaim my inner embodied sacred temple. So taking a breath with that. Softening the shoulders, softening the heart, softening the throat and the jaw and the neck. And just exhaling out any tension, any pressure, any hustle energy, any striving that comes from those aspects, those parts of self that have learned to push and pressure and perform to get one's needs met. What if life, your soul, your higher self, your inner being is saying, no more, no more. This is your moment to reclaim yourself in purity, in divinity, in sanctity of the sacredness of your beingness. And to truly not just know that, not just awaken to that as a possibility, but to truly embody it, to embody the true light of your own consciousness, of your own creative expression, without embarrassment, without shame, without apology, without hesitation, without performance. So spontaneous, so in the moment, so trusting, so aligned, so divine, so innocent, so pure, so brilliant. Trusting the wisdom that is inherent within you as a soul, as source. Nothing is wasted. No experience has been wasted. Every experience, when reconciled, when unified, becomes a source of wisdom, a source of discernment, a source of awareness. And we can allow that to be released, softened, and allow the next breath to be a breath of renewal. And allow the next exhale to be a breath of release and letting go of all that is complete within our system, within the nervous system, within the energetic system, the patterns, the belief systems, whatever energy is creating resistance and limitation. Because the invitation is, it's safe to shine. It's safe to shine. Yes. My inner child. Is it really? Is it safe to shine? Is it safe to be me? And those old imprints of the past moments where it wasn't safe to shine, where it created pain, whether it was from the childhood or whether from other lifetimes. For many of us, as we remember who we truly are and bring on board that divine feminine energy, remembrance, it brings up the lifetimes of where we had to hide our light. We had to hide our feminine wisdom in temples, in mystery schools, maybe even from our families, society, or when we did shine and we did share, it there was betrayal, punishment, death. So that rises to the surface. It rises for the surface for recognition in the sacred temple of wholeness, the sacred temple of welcoming. So as I welcome the fullness of my beingness, as I welcome all those aspects of myself that have mixed feelings about being seen, the parts that so desire to be seen, that haven't felt fully seen and heard, and that have carried the shame around visibility, and those parts that were seen and have memories of where it there was humiliation perhaps, or punishment, or denial, or the lack of connection and love, being shut down, silenced. And I can feel the ache deep in my heart, deep in my soul, as I bring all this into this sacred temple that I hold for myself here now, that I hold and I anchor onto this channel of Divine Love Ambassador, because that's what a Divine Love Ambassador does. It is anchoring that level of remembrance, that level of lack of denial. So instead of denial, actually bringing in acceptance and allowing and permission to allow all to sit at the table of acceptance, to allow all aspects, all expressions of life and our humanity, whether we call it the light or the dark or the shadow, the unexpressed, the expressed. What is the shadow really but the unexpressed, the unloved, the unwelcomed, the forgotten, the unforgiven, the unforgivable, the unspoken, the unloved? So we welcome as we anchor safe to shine in this embodiment, safe to shine in this voice of remembrance, in this voice of connected flow, flowing from that infinite source of divine wonderment, divine blessings, that carries the energy that surpasses any words that are paints, that are like paints of the divine, to give the energy texture, to give it shape, geometry, something for the recognition, interpretation of the mind. However, really what's happening here is the energetic flow as I invite myself into a deeper, liberated expression, embodied expression. And so, in order to do that, yes, aspects of my psyche, remembrances in my cellular nature are coming up to the surface, and it is crunchy. It is crunchy, it's uncomfortable. Shame is not comfortable. That's why we tend to avoid it at all cost. And we tend to avoid those edges that bring up the shame. And the shame really is it's really that wrapping to try to protect that pain of feeling rejected, of feeling misunderstood, of feeling the innocence of the radiance of the light of the true beingness of who we truly are at our essence. We're each born as these innocent bubs into this world, this innocent child. That's why people love babies, right? Maybe not when they cry so much, or maybe. But to look into the innocence, the purity, before the conditioning of humanity, and it's all a journey. It's a beautiful journey of individuality and separation and ego identities. And yet it's the return to the innocence that is the return to the kingdom within, the kingdom of holiness, the kingdom of sacredness, the kingdom of remembrance. I am okay. I am enough. I am safe here in my innocence. And then, because of the past, those protective layers come up and they go, oh, hang on, I'm going to protect you. Even this morning, I felt in the back of my heart this protective layer that needed to be there. It needed to be there to navigate, navigate the harsh energies of what this body walked through as, as a child, as a teenager, as we've all done in 3D duality consciousness. It's pretty harsh because what creates separation is judgment. So we learn to judge. We learn to judge. And it was in 2020, sitting in the courtyard of what was my vibrant living retreat for many, many years in the lockdowns, that I finally had a lot of time to be with myself and just be, no pressure, no schedule, no one to serve but myself, just to be with myself. And in that beingness, in the quietness, in the stillness, in the beingness, in the timelessness of that beingness, I pondered. I was with my own consciousness, with my own psyche, with my own body, with my own emotions, just sitting there. And it became so obvious to me that in my childhood, I learned to create this God character. And this God character sat right here on the right side. And this God character, guess what he did? He judged. I was told that this God character was loving. And I was told that this God character was judged. And I was told that in order to atone for my sins, I needed to go to confessions regularly. And it became so obvious to me how I created this God character. Yes, the bearded guy on the cloud in my childhood. And then how this character was still hanging out in my psyche. And this character was still judging and narrating and observing and criticizing, the judge and the jury in my psyche. So in 2020, I said to that, it's time for you to retire. We don't need you here anymore. No more, no more, no more. Another story that's popping up to share is also at that time of the lockdowns in 2020, I had this intense pain in my shoulder. One day, this is the body wisdom, the embodied wisdom, and listening to those messages. So in the bath, I dropped in deep and I could listen. And I asked the question inside as I connected to that discomfort. I asked the question this way, rather than ask, What's creating the pain? Instead, I asked the question this way. I asked, what would it take for this pain to release, for this discomfort to release from my shoulder? And straight away, as clear as day, it came in. Release the belief in separation. Release the belief in separation. Up until that moment, I'd heard the idea, I knew the concept. It was there in so many of the things that I was exploring for many, many years. But it was the first time that I got that wisdom, truly, that clarity, absoluteness from within my own body wisdom and my own awareness that was the key. That was the key. And the realization of that the pain in the body is the separation. It is the forgetfulness. It is the duality. And the body holds those memories, those push and pull, yes and no, I am, I'm not enough, I am, not enough, too much, all of it. So we welcome it all. We welcome it all home as we transverse the 4D bridge of awakening into that full 5D unity consciousness, and not as a concept, not as to really bring it through into this realm, which is embodiment, which is the physicality, which is the nervous system, which is the neural pathways, which is the cellular memory. So breathing with whatever is there for you to breathe with within your own embodiment, within your own remembrance, this body as your subconscious data bank of memory. Okay. So let me see what else wants to be shared today or not. What else wants to be welcomed? So I see one person popping online. So I feel it's time for me to consciously welcome you, dear Sacred Heart, beautiful being. As I bring a deeper safety into my own heart to receive the reflection, to receive, through softening and open up the gates of reciprocity within my own hearts, to receive my reflection through this human realm of technology. So I'm breathing with what's stirring in my heart right now and my shoulders as I release the weight of holding whatever I've been holding separate, even the giver and the receiver, holding them separate, holding separate the one who speaks and the one who witnesses the speaker or the expression, and bridging that gap within my own energetic field. So in the giving is the receiving, in the receiving is the giving, and that there truly is no separation. And I can see I can see in my inner sight just the sense of this little bit that I've transversed so much of this 4D bridge, and there's this little bit in the end, that is just coming into reconciliation. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So there's tears and there's laughter and there's giggles and there's energies shifting and moving. So just breathing whatever may be stirring in your nervous system, in your remembrance, as we, as I, as we and the I, the I we business, and honoring the uniqueness of each of our individuality, individual expression, and the commonality that we're all here, in our unique oneness and our ultimate oneness with source consciousness. So I allow myself to receive, to receive, to receive this transmission, and to bring it back in now, to receive fully this transmission that it's safe to receive. And as I close out this beautiful temple, this temple energy, this sacred temple, as I anchor, continue to anchor through this 111 days of align and shine, as I invite myself in, have the courage to keep showing up in devotion to the sacred temple, within to without, and to claim, and to not just claim, but really anchor, 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 anchor the full resonance through voice and expression, without resistance. So, spoken invocation to complete. Yeah. And if you'd like, there is a chat there. If you'd like to add anything to the chat, please do. If you'd like to, if you missed the chat and you're watching the replay, just add a comment below. Let me know that you're there. Just say hi. Yeah. And for now, I'm claiming on behalf of my aspects and the energies within me that are still a little shaky and a little trembling and a little unsure. Is it really safe to shine? Is it really safe to be seen? Can I do this? Can I keep showing up in the discomfort? Can I keep showing up? Can I transform what has held shame into joyful expression? To transmute and alchemize shame into sacred expression. To reclaim safety to reclaim that innocence again, that innocent that innocence of a child. And through that, the kingdom of heaven is open. And that this is the anchoring of heaven on earth. This is the anchoring of my heaven on earth. So if you want to anchor your heaven on earth, I highly recommend that you, go watch the replay again, receive, allow, trust. And together, claiming on behalf of our own energy, because it's all our energy, on behalf of the energy that we anchor into the collective of humanity, into the new earth grids. I am safe. I am loved. I am seen in safety, in joy, in celebration. I am seen and received in the reciprocity, in what is giving is received. In the fullness of my beingness, in the fullness of the stream of consciousness, of creative expression, of playfulness. And I release the seriousness. I release the fear and the places of needing protection that has created an armor and a defense mechanism that I ask now to soften and ask that masculine energy that once was protective to soften into the backbone of support, into that alignment through the spine, to trust the free flow expression of the feminine energy that is absolutely connected to source, that is absolutely here to nurture and nourish the inner child, the nervous system, all life, all expressions, and that to hold herself tenderly and tentatively, to hold herself sacred, actually, as we learn to, yeah, to truly trust again, to truly trust the feminine energy and to trust the masculine energy, to hold that energy in that inner sacred marriage, that inner sacred union to that births the creative child, the creative expression in the moment to moment to moment, as those energies dance and weave and complement each other and support each other, that the expression just flows without edit, without script, without pressure, without performance, without neediness, without desperation, without control, without agenda, without manipulation. As the full awakening into remembrance is to remember that I am source. So I self-regulate and I self-source from source. So I flow from a full and overflowing cup. And I release the old consciousness or the old paradigm of trying to seek my sense of self and sense of validation externally. And right now, this is my opportunity. And I thank you for witnessing me. And I thank you for receiving the reflection that is here for you, the resonance. So take what resonates, leave the rest. If you're still here, I know it resonates. And thank you for being here. Thank you for just being here with yourself, with your body, with your breath, and reclaiming the sacred inner temple. I am, I am, I am. I am enough. I am safe. I am seen. I am loved. Today I've opened my voice as a temple of truth and love. Today I've called my inner child close to let those little ones, those innocent ones, those shy ones, those uncertain ones, those fearful ones, to know that it's safe. It's safe to be here. It's safe to be here. It's safe to shine. It's safe to be aligned and shine daily, 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 until this consistency becomes just, yeah. Ah. Yeah, I mean, it's a devotional practice to release the shame, the hesitancy, and so forth. So, I choose to shine now, not for approval, but as a celebration of who I am. I'm claiming that this is the energy this is the energy I'm anchoring into the new earth grid, that I claim. I choose to shine now, not for approval, but as a celebration of who I am. And I know that as I do that, I do it for all of creation. I do it for all of creation. And that's how we shift the collective. That's how we shift the whole collective. Has been living examples of what that is to ourselves and then to each other. And to have the courage. Yeah. Until there's more and more of us that are reflective mirrors of that. So it can feel courageous initially, and then that courage turns into momentum, and momentum turns into, this is normality, this is how it is, this is how I am, this is how I walk, this is how I talk. And of course it is. It's normal, it's natural. So Yeah. But in the meantime, it's a practice. So these 111 days is the practice. It is the commitment to the consistency, to show up in the whatever is whatever is that next step, that next expression, and to move through the fire and to transmute the shame into sacred expression, into liberate expression, into radiant shine. And so it is. So it is. I trust that my voice is enough, my presence is enough, and my being is enough. I trust that my voice is enough, my presence is enough, and my being is enough. It's enough. I am enough for me. I am enough. I am enough. I am writing that story in my nervous system, in my shoulders, in my throat, in my third eye. Whew, that it's safe to be the oracle, to know what I know and to express it fully without fear of being seen or being heard. Whew, and I do it through the third eye. It's very multidimensionally, through the heart. Oh, it's ancestral. It's the inner child. Through the womb, ancestral. Through the bloodline, I reclaim it on behalf of my humanity. And so it is. And so I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Share what resonates in the comments, all the links below, how you can connect more with me. And tomorrow I'll be here again, 8:08. Why I've chosen 8:08 is because all of this momentum, this to show up in this challenge, really got kicked off through the Lion's Gate, through activating more expansive light codes of remembrance in my cellular nature. And so this 1-1 challenge is to integrate that more deeper into my embodied, full anchored embodied expression, unapologetic. So I can truly be, and I am through it all, divine love ambassador, galactic ambassador, liberated expression, source, consciousness, embodied playfulness, joyful embodiment. Yes, yes. And so it is. I am. Namaste. And so are you. And it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. That's what I'm retraining also. It's fun. It's all fun. Expression is fun. Liberated expression is fun. Spontaneous expression is fun. There's no getting it wrong. There's no getting it wrong. And there's no getting it right. It just is what it is. I am that I am. And so it is. Namaste.